Hello, how's it going, everybody? Drew here with a quick YouTube video for y'all. And in this one, I just have a special announcement video. That's what this is. It's just a special announcement video. Some updates for 2025, which are really exciting. And I'm back here at home in good old Washington State, which is where I was raised. So I'm just chilling in what they call the Heritage Suite. And by they, I mean my parents. So anyway, we're just gonna dive in really quick here. So the exciting update that I have that I want to share is now for Christmas, I got the A7S Mark II. That's what this bad boy is right here. So this is the Mark II, the sequel, if you will, to my camera that I've used for years, which is this bad boy right here, which is the A7S Mark I. So I've been using the Mark I since I believe I got it in 2016, because I remember in 2016 is when I made Binlow's Locker, and I used this for some pickup shots because of how good it is in low light, which is why I ended up getting it and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so this right here is a significant upgrade for my camera, and why it's going to be cool is now I can do 2 camera shoots, and I have been doing 2 camera shoots all the time with my client work, but my videographer I work with, he doesn't have the same type of camera. Like the last video shoot I did, it was a Sony, I think like Z150 or something like that, one of the kind of camcorder style Sony cameras, and I don't think that supports like shooting an S-Log2 or anything like that. So essentially what I'm saying is it just made it more difficult to match the cameras when it comes to the color correction and post. So it just, the color correction part of it was kind of tedious. So the cool thing about having both of these cameras is going to be very easy to match and post, since they both shoot an S-Log2. This of course has improved color gamut, and of course has improved S-Log2 considerably, and this is also better in low light and just has better colors as well. Even still, matching to these 2 cameras is going to be way easier, so I'm really excited about that. Another thing that is really exciting about this camera is it has in-body stabilization. So a fun fact about the original A7S is it doesn't have in-body camera stabilization. So what that means is this 50mm lens is an all manual Nikon lens, believe it or not. And it's awesome. But the thing about this lens is, for it to work on this camera, it needs to be on a tripod. Like I cannot hand hold it, because you will get all the shake, all the little shakes of my hand, you'll pick it up, because there's no stabilization in the camera body. So what's going to be really cool is when I go shoot my short film later this year, I'm going to really want to shoot vintage glass manual lenses like this, maybe even use this lens on this camera. And that's because I could do it like on a monopod. I could go, dare I say, handheld with some shots with this lens, and it would be very stable. So that's going to be really exciting. I just have the 50mm lens on here because usually when I use this camera for my YouTube videos, I just have this like on a little stand, which is this bad boy. I have it on a little stand, and then I have it on like a little platform on my, I have a little pole mounted to my, like a monitor pole that holds like my laptop tray, and then above that there's a little platform, and it holds this guy like this. And so pretty cool stuff. So, but moving forward, I might have to get another autofocus lens for client work for this, but I definitely it's cool, because now it opens me up to a world of possibilities where I can use vintage glass on this camera body and it will be stable. And another thing that I wanted to address in this video is a lot of people will say, you could have, for Christmas, you should have got like something like the FX30, something that does 10-bit. But my whole contention with that is, like, 10-bit's really nice if you're shooting like high-end commercials, But for like most of my client work, you know, like video business cards and testimonial videos, training videos, those sort of things, like it really comes down to just how you're lighting it and how you're framing everything. And it comes down to that. And if you light everything and get all the white balance set before you shoot some corporate video, most of the time, you know, like 8-bit's totally fine, you know, because for videos like that, you don't really need to do crazy color correction or visual effects. You know, I think 8-bit is, you really can't tell the difference. And I think, you know, S-Log2s for 8-bit and it works totally fine. I've been shooting S-Log2 forever and it is awesome. So I haven't had any issues with it. It's, but for like short films and like I said, higher end commercials where you're going to be doing a lot of like visual effects and color grading, really kind of pushing the colors and the stuff like that. It makes sense to do 10-bit. And in that case, with my short film, I might do that. I might shoot in 10-bit, but it's like so easily solved with these cameras. I mean, even with this camera, I could put like something like the Ninja V or the Blackmagic Video Assist, and I can just have it record to 10-bit, you know, to a SSD. And of course, this supports that too. So if I really wanted to shoot in 10-bit, I could just rent Ninja V, or I could harass one of my friends. Trayvon, if you're watching this, shout out to you. He has a Ninja V, and if I ask him nicely and maybe give him a cookie, maybe he'll let me borrow his Ninja V. So I'm really excited to have this awesome camera here, the A7S Mark II. It's going to go perfect with this. I'm going to be using this for client work mostly, these two cameras, and having this as like a back cam or B cam, right? And it's going to be really cool because I'll be able to, with a client work I do is mainly like interviews, you know, like talking head style videos, that sort of thing, and event videos here and there. And so having both these, you know, is going to be a huge game changer, especially shooting an S-Log. It's just gonna be a breeze to color correct. And then also the bonus with this is it's better in low light. So this is for like doing event videos or wedding videos. This is going to come in handy a lot. I do more event stuff now and less on the wedding side. But still, like there are venues that I go shoot these events at, and people say, "Oh, the lighting's fine," and then you get there and the lighting's terrible. So this is going to be huge deal helping me out. Another cool thing about these cameras, both of them support Timecode, and there's a remote that you can get. I forget the name, so I'll just put the text on the screen. But it's cool because you can reset the Timecode, and you can reset the Timecode and just point the remote at both cameras. So if I do it like an interview, like a video business card for a business, I can just, you know, reset the Timecode and then I'm ready to rock. So my final thoughts or closing thoughts is, you know, if you're looking to get into videography, you know, this is fantastic, especially, you know, I got this as Christmas gift. I'm very grateful for that. And the cool thing though is getting just the camera body. Like if you can get really good deals getting the camera body used. And the cool thing, I mean, this is a APS-C lens, so those are cheaper. But the cool thing is you can use vintage lenses, like I said, to keep the cost down. So you could get a vintage prime lens or vintage zoom lens, and it will work on here and it'll be stable. If you're not going to be shooting, you know, 4K 60 frames a second, and you really don't need 10-bit and all the other features that cameras like the FX30 and FX3 have, I think this is like perfect camera for videography. Yes, there's some caveats like the 30-minute record limit, but there's ways around it. Of course, there's open memories tweak. You can get this device that's for like, I think like time lapses, but you can configure it where it will automatically every 30 minutes press the shutter. You can or record button, and then it will record again. But what I did is I just put the record button to function button 3, and so that way if it stops, I can just press that, and then it's gonna record again. But most of my stuff doesn't go for longer than 30 minutes anyway. But this camera has the open memories tweak. So as a back camera, if this stops, my A7S II stops recording, my A7S I has the open memory tweaking. It can film like literally for hours. I've never had it overheat. I filmed literally 2-hour video with this without stopping, and it was totally fine. So if this camera stopped recording, then I can just switch to that, and that's the beauty of a 2-camera setup. And especially now that eventually I'm going to get the time code, the remote that can reset the time code, and then they'll be even more in sync. So anyway, thank you so much for checking out this video. Like I said, like if you're getting into videography and you're looking for a solid camera, I can't recommend this enough. Yes, there's newer stuff that is, has more advanced features and bells and whistles, but that's more money. So if you're looking to see something that's a good value, I think the A7S II, even though it's an older camera, still holds up today. The 4K is awesome. You can go 100 megabits per second with the 4K, which is insane. And you can shoot, it's a bummer you can't really do slow motion in 4K on this, but you can on 1080p, which is fantastic. So highly recommend the camera, and I'm excited to use both these cameras for client works, especially for interviews. It's just going to be delicious. Anyway, thank you for checking out this video, and you, my friend, have a fabulous rest of the day.